fuck, get a job, get a desk job, go to university, go slave away, go get a job you don't like, go get married to a girl that you just settled for, go work for 40 years, and then you can retire and you can go travel here, and inflation will have caught up with you, and you can maybe have like a half luxurious trip, but then you're kind of broke for the rest of your years, and then, you know, your body's decaying and then life's over. Like, I don't want that in the slightest. Wow, what's good, guys? We're in Spain. Holy shit. We're in Spain, in a small town right on the outskirts of Madrid. You saw in my last video, I was like, fuck it. I'm going for it. I'm just gonna not wait to live my life, and I'm just gonna go. So I'm here now. But yeah, no, we're in Spain. And that actually brings me to the topic of today's video. You know, I think everyone's getting fucked by the system. Where do I begin? When you ask someone, what do they want to do when they retire? Or if you ask them, what would they do if they had all the money in the world and all the time in the world and they could do anything, right? And they didn't have to be at work at 9 o'clock and finish at 5, and they didn't have to feed the cat and take care of the kids or go to school or go to university. What would they want to do? And the answer for a lot of people is travel, right? That's the answer for a lot of people. And how many people actually pull it off? Maybe 10% once a year for 2 weeks after working a dead-end job that they hate, and they trade a year of their life for 2 weeks of freedom in a paradise like Spain. It's a very cloudy day today. It's unfortunate, but usually it's like 20 degrees and sunny here, which I'm looking forward to. So these people trade literally their life force, their soul, to like some corporate guy so that daddy can give them a fucking slip of paper that says you can go on vacation for 2 weeks, and then you better be back in the office and working your ass off for 100 grand a year, and then after tax it's gonna be 70K, and then after you pay off your mortgage and your car and you take the kids to Florida for 2 weeks to Disneyland, you're gonna be fucked, right? And that's the reason I think why a lot of people don't travel. It's like, it seems so unfeasible for a lot of people. But I'm actually just staying with some friends I met through an online website where you just like work in exchange for accommodation and food and shelter and all that. So I'm having a free stay here, which is pretty sweet. So there are ways to get around this that people just don't try very hard. They like to victimize themselves and not look for solutions and just complain. But I digress. That's not the point of the video. The point of the video is, while I was going through the airport and customs and waiting for my flight to board and all that shit, I've just heard so many brokey mindset moments, and I've seen firsthand the mindset and the life I don't want to live, right? And this was the theme of my last video, which is why I'm here in the first place. And like, by the way, like I've said, these videos are going to be super sporadic and all over the place. It's just whatever pops into my head. These are the most authentic video vlogs on the internet. Dylan's Spain Rant Chronicles. So I was talking to my neighbor in my neighborhood back in Ottawa, and he's in his 70s. He's a hard worker. He's in his 70s. Look at the sun, man. Oh my gosh. He's in his 70s. This guy's literally fucking working his ass off. He's like the community property manager in like my condo complex. He works his ass off. He's 70 years old and he's still not retired. He like installs the speed bumps in the roads, and he fucking shovels driveways and shit. He's 70 years old and he can't retire. He was telling me the other day, like, I want to go watch my favorite hockey team. Like, I want to go support them and go watch them on the weekend and have a beer with the lads, or whatever people do, right? And he's like, but I can't afford it because like I have all these things to pay for. And I'm like, this man's 70 years old. He hasn't retired and he doesn't have enough money set aside to go watch a fucking hockey game that he loves. Like, is that the life most people are living? It's insane. It's fucking insane. It blows my mind. How are so many people living lives they don't want to live. How are finances the number one constraint among everyone? How have more people not cracked the code? How have more people not found a way to do what they want to do? Is it that they're constrained by a system, or is it that they don't actively seek a way out of that system? Right? Because I found a way to go travel for fucking free. I'm also a student, right, who lives with his parents. I'm also like a deadbeat who lives with his parents and has no responsibilities, right? But what if you just fucking left your job and went traveling around the world and worked in hostels? Like, couldn't anyone do that? I don't know. Yes, no, maybe so. I think more people could pull it off if they tried. But I'm gonna get back onto the main point of the video, which was, like, I just don't want to be average. I've heard so many average sentences being uttered from people's mouths while I was at the airport and traveling, and I'll just give you a few examples. Someone was like in line, you know those kiosks at the airport, they like sell sunglasses or perfume or whatever. So I saw a guy talking to the woman behind the counter. He was asking for the price on one of these items. I think it was like sunglasses, and she said $90, and he just went, whoa, $90. Like, I heard this motherfucker from across the entire airport. He's like, whoa, $90. And it's like, this is relevant to the point because I do business, right? Like landscaping, online lead generation, personal training, I've done sales before. And why is it that there's so many adults out there who are just constrained by small amounts of money? It's like, fuck, dude, by the time you're 35, how is buying a pair of $90 sunglasses gonna break the bank? By the time you're 70, how is buying a ticket to your favorite sports team's weekend kickabout gonna fucking break the bank? How are these people like, and I'm not criticizing them. I'm not trying to criticize them. I'm trying to understand how they've not managed to progress financially over the course of their entire life, because I want to avoid that. This is why, like, being broke terrifies me. It really does. It terrifies me, because money buys the freedom to do what you want to do and have what you want to have. And these people slave away their entire lives. They don't even have enough to buy fucking sunglasses. Like, I'm pretty sure they weren't even nice sunglasses. They just had the airport like 300% markup on them. But like, still, that shouldn't break the bank, right? Like, I don't know. I'm not sure there was a point to this video. I'm really not sure. But again, these are my authentic rants and just what's on my mind and what I'm passionate about talking about at any given moment. And that was certainly one thing that was on my mind the entire trip, is I don't want to be in the poverty parade anymore. I don't want to be in the poverty parade, man. I don't want to penny pinch and have to live below my means all the time, like, and fucking work for 5 years before I can go have an experience like this. Like, life is so precious, man. Life is so fucking precious. Like, can you put a price tag on this? It's like, in order to afford this trip, people would work the entire year to come here, right? And I'm doing it for free. Obviously, they have more responsibilities than me, etc., but like, I think this video was just justifying to myself the decision I've made and like talking myself out of the matrix, because even for someone like me who's so against like the traditional route of 9 to 5 and university and all this shit, it still like comes back to haunt me, and it's still on my shoulder, like the devil on my shoulder all the time. And it's like, you know, you're a loser, you've dropped out of uni, you have no prospects, fuck, get a job, get a desk job, go to university, go slave away, go get a job you don't like, go get married to a girl that you just settled for, go work for 40 years, and then you can retire and you can go travel here, and inflation will have caught up with you, and you can maybe have like a half luxurious trip, but then you're kind of broke for the rest of your years, and then, you know, your body's decaying, and then life's over. Like, I don't want that in the slightest. Like, I want to come here while I'm young and fucking enjoy the sun. Like, this is life. Like, this is what, take it in, this is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow that people are waiting for. This is it. I'm in beautiful Madrid with the sun on my face. It's February. It's like the dead of winter. It's like 10 degrees outside. I'm staying for free in a house with a wonderful family. Free food, free lodging, wonderful family, basically free transportation. Gonna go to the city center like every day and just fucking dick around. It's amazing. This is what people like work so hard for. They don't get to experience it. So I guess that was my internal justification of why I've made the decisions I've made, and you know, hopefully I can make something work for myself so that this can be every day and not just like a once a year trip. Yeah, I guess if you're thinking about making a trip or something, bro, just fucking do it. Like, I'm gonna take you guys around like this beautiful fucking scenery, because it just puts the biggest smile on my face, man. It's like I'm almost tearing up because this is so wonderful. Like, if you've dreamed about traveling or, you know, doing something more with your life, I've realized that, like, it's not gonna happen for you. Like, the path laid out by society is the 90%. If you want to live like 90% of people and have a desk job and, you know, go study and maybe get a high earning job, but you still don't have location or time freedom, then you can do that, but you won't get to experience this very often. That's a thumbnail right there. Right, so if you've been thinking about making a trip or, you know, pursuing a dream or doing something crazy, it's now or never, man. It's now or fucking never, because it's not gonna happen for you and it's not gonna fall on your lap. You have to go chase. You have to go take a risk. And if you do, maybe I'll see you in beautiful Madrid in a few years.